Well, I'm gonna fast forward for you guys a couple of days. I've got the panels now down here and the floor that matches the floor in there, the 1/8 inch plate that was in there before. Went ahead and just put a strip back in there that matched what was already there. That stuff is pretty well welded in there already, so I didn't see any reason why we needed to take it out. And it's gonna stiffen up everything down there anyway, so I think that'll be all right. Got the square tubing moved to the positions where it needs to be, kind of stuck in there and in place. Took and started kind of boxing in some of this package tray thing around here a little bit to kind of tie all that back together. Put a little lip there on the edge of it to be able to have that come up, and then once we get a piece of plate over the top of the whole thing, or a piece of sheet metal over the whole thing, then I'll kind of box that all in, keep dirt and stuff from coming up in there and just kind of sitting there and hanging out. So now we've got some stuff over here I've been messing with to try to get the little lip around there kind of boxed in. I want to go ahead and sheet the whole inside of this thing to kind of help clean it all up and just make it nicer in general for when you're getting in and out of it and all that kind of stuff, because you don't have rough edges and things like that to hook you or grab a hold of you. So it's going to clean it up, it's going to make it nicer, and it's going to have just a finished look at that point. So started on that over there, got over here to this side, and this side has got a big giant dent right here in it. So I need to pull that out and then go ahead and lay in the little angle pieces around there to kind of cap the top off, and then we can start working on. Anyways, then we can cap the whole top of that all off with a piece of sheet metal on there to finish that all up, and we'll bead roll that all up and make that look good. That's not moving. That's a lot stronger than I was going to give it credit for. man, guys, what a difference just a couple of panels make on this thing. It's actually starting to maybe kind of look like something now. I went ahead and threw the seat in there so that we can all get kind of an idea of what that's going to look like, but also because I haven't let you guys in on what it is I'm going to be doing with the interior of this thing. I'm actually going to take cues from that seat and kind of design the whole interior in there, or I guess you call it interior. Most of it's exposed, but yeah, I'm gonna design all of the interior on this thing kind of based on the whole look of the seat. So that kind of spot welded together look, that's what we're gonna do on all of the interior and all the panels on this thing. So there's a little closer look at that seat so you guys can kind of see that design and that, idea of what it is we're gonna be trying to accomplish here in the back of this. And so yeah, you can see where we've just carried that whole theme right along the edge here. We're gonna start it there. We've got a break here, or an angled piece here underneath this, so that we can take and push this all down tight. Once that's all down tight and welded in there in place, it'll have more of that along all that, so that'll look cool. There is some stuff here that we haven't talked about, like this is a hole here for the body mount. So there's a body mount there, there's a body mount there, one over there, and one right there where you see the bolts laying. So that stuff's already all in there and in the chassis. It's already welded in, and it's through the supports of the body back here. So now we're just going to have the bolts sticking up through the floor here. And I wanted to have them stick up through the floor here so that we could be able to mount on a point, here to be able to put something here as a hold down or whatever, if you will, for if you want to strap something back here. Say you want to put a cooler back here or whatever it is. If you've got a hold down spot, we can put bungee cord on it, going across, or one of those bungee nets or something like that. So that'll be pretty cool to have a place to be able to tie some stuff down, since we do have this kind of big, open area here that would be all right for putting some things. Now this panel is kind of fitted back here, I do want to do some kind of, cool designs, some bead rolling and stuff like that, and maybe carry in some more of the spot weld theme going on back here. But I do have a couple of limiting factors back here. We've got the bolt mounts that we talked about, and then there also needs to be an access panel in here to be able to service our fuel cell and our fuel system back here in the back. So that kind of limits me on some of my ideas of design and stuff that I had that would be kind of cool back here to bead roll into this panel, because we're going to have a pretty good size trap door, I guess, if you will, back here in the back. So you're going to have to stick around to see what I come up with for that, because honestly, I don't know at this point yet what I'm going to do, but we're going to do it in this video. So stick around for a minute and you guys will see it here in a few. And for me, it'll be a couple days or so probably. So yeah, I'm excited now to see what these panels are going to look like along the sides there of the bodies. Well, the inside of the tub on the Jeep is actually all put back together now and is pretty well all sealed up. We could leave it like it is right here and be good to go if we wanted to. But you guys know that's not my style. We gotta kind of jazz it up a little bit and make it kind of special here. So to keep up with the whole spot welded dimple dyed seat thing that we've got going on, I think what I want to do next is go ahead and make some inlay panels that will kind of have that same look and feel to them, and kind of put those in some places that have just, some big giant open areas of nothing going on, so that we can, like I said, jazz it up a little bit. So I think that's where we're at next, is to get started and making some panels to do that. All right, we got some dimple dies in, some panels. Now we can go over to the bead roller, put a little step in here where this thing will weld down flat, and I think we're gonna have the look that I'm wanting to go for here. So on to the next step.